Alright, and here we are with the review of the Defense of the Moon, Dark of the Moon, Optimus Prime Voyager figure. And just for a size comparison, here he is with the Megatron figure from the same line. Nice figure. Let me get him out of the way and get on to the meat and potatoes of this review. Prime. Now, this is an interesting situation for me, because normally I really dig the Voyager Primes. This guy, the robot mode is very nice. I like it pretty well. You get about that much articulation in both the knee and the waist, about 9 degrees in each. The ankles, they only go straight to the outside, but to the inside you get a fair bit of motion. So you can have them about that far out and still standing flat-footed. It's a strange pose, though. It looks awkward. The elbows have 2 joints in them, so you can get a full 180 degrees. That is part of the transformation. These right here, these just look awkward. These right here hanging off. In the picture, it looks like they fold down flush and fill up this gap, but they don't fit into that gap. Like, that, or they're just hiding with the angle to where the little shoulder pylons look like it's blocking it, because this is what it looks like right there. You don't see all the gaps and stuff. Everything just looks like it pegs in tightly. And it doesn't, which is going to be a common theme in this review. Besides these right here kind of being floppy, everything in robot mode actually does stay in place fairly well. He does have, of course, the mech tech gimmick that you push this little plunger on the back and all this kind of flips around like that. No way to lock it. That's my only gripe with the Megatron figure, was there's no way to lock the mech tech weapon in place. And it seems like to me there should be a tab or something to be able to lock these, because I mean, what if you want to display this thing like this? I mean, I guess you'd have to use some sort of like I don't even know if it's worth it to try and figure out a way to force it. I imagine maybe those little clear rubber bands might do the trick, but I'm not sure. Arm-wise, the tires end up on the inside of the forearms, so you can't really put his arms any closer to his sides than that. If you turn them out like that, you can get him in closer, kind of put him in a dun-dun-dun-dun pose. But really, the robot mode is not my problem with this figure. This is kind of awkward right here. They have a fake front of the cab that hinges up, and there is a big step to go from like his abdomen right here and then out and up into his chest, almost like he's wearing like a bulletproof vest of some sort or something. I guess it kind of makes sense, but it just looks awkward considering that most of them have been pretty flush in the front. The legs look very solid on this figure. He has a unique transformation as far as movie Optimus Primes go. And speaking of which, let's just go ahead and start to get into the review. Now, like I cannot knock how this looks. First off, it looks very good. Like I said, all except for the little bit of awkwardness right here. Probably in robot mode, the best looking Voyager Optimus Prime we've had. That said, I haven't transformed this one in a while, so I don't remember exactly what this one looks like, but it's pretty much exactly like the toss-up between them. But to do the transformation for this guy, the first thing you do is unpeg the shoulders, and they finally got the brawl shoulder syndrome licked. And there you see the real windshield. What you're going to do is there's a hole in his forearm right there. You're going to rotate that to where it lines up with this peg on his shoulder. And just peg all that together like that. Kind of fold the hands down a little bit. Rotate all of it to where the bumper is down. Do the same thing over here on this other arm. And once again, I apologize for the lighting in this particular video, but I'm working under unusual circumstances, so I apologize. You know, taking these parts with the solar panels on them are kind of they have this joint they ride on, and they also slide on it. You're gonna want them all the way back, and then once you get them there, the bumper and grill slide up to meet them. The wheels and fenders kind of rotate down, and I unpegged it. Nothing pegs as securely as I would like it on this figure. Everything ends up being just a little more loose than it should be. Especially in vehicle mode. Bear with me while I try and get all this to cooperate. Okay, everything's pretty well done. You're going to clip all the hood and that together as well as you can make it. Gonna unclip it, rotate this slightly and see if it'll make it. No, it won't. Okay, everything's clipped together securely right there. Gonna take and collapse this and hope nothing unpegs. And the back of the hood will peg into his chest right there. Next thing you're gonna do is open up this panel in his back, drop the head down, and it's not very clear in the instructions, but the panel doesn't close all the way once his head's in. And it doesn't show the head rotating or anything, so I'm assuming that's all you can really do with it. And just get the legs out straight like this. I might be jumping the gun here. You're going to go ahead and take this portion right here and rotate this up, just to make room for the feet's transformation. Bring this back down. The feet's, you're going to take the great part of the foot and rotate it back slightly. Then from the inside of the leg, you're going to take this tire and bring it around like that. And you're just going to go ahead and do that on both feets. Then once you get that lined up pretty well, let's go ahead and rotate these fuel tanks down. They have a panel that they're attached to. That's going to come down, and all this came undone again. Well, not again for this recording of this. All this is, like I said, going to come down. There's a rectangular peg right here that's going to plug in on both sides. Sort of. Now we're going to take the legs and kind of get them out behind to make that. These panels right here are going to, the exhaust pipes are going to rotate up. This is going to come, let's go ahead and clip them together. I don't know that they're going to stay, but and this opened up again. But this is going to come forward, and there's some pegs right here and some pegs right here that have holes that match up on the inside. The ones right here hold almost securely. It's almost like something is warped in this guy, because all of this, okay, now the stuff over the cab is all in, but these parts right here that are hinged off of his back, just Like, you have to force them to go up underneath, and as soon as you relieve pressure, they're springing back out. And there is nothing I see inside of here to adjust, because they just go in from the sides. I don't know if I'm missing... Oh yeah, and this toe section falls off. It barely clips in. You're going to take the feet and fold them flat flush with this. Then that's going to rotate in. These are going to clip together. The fuel tanks are on a neat little hinge right here. They come out and around like that right there. And all of this doesn't clip to anything. The only thing it clips is this rectangular peg into that rectangular hole. Like I said, these right here are supposed to go into these rectangular pegs, and they don't hold worth a darn. So basically, this is his truck mode, a disjointed, mismatched bunch of parts. And I say, like you can see right here, the big gap through the cab. These exhaust pipes are on the same panel as this, so they don't line up at the bottoms of the exhaust pipes. I've fiddled with this, I've transformed it I don't know how many times trying to figure out if I'm doing anything wrong, but I still get this mess of parts. And when I look at these two next to each other, I have to remind myself that this came out before this, because this is smooth, it is sleek, it is nice looking. This looks cobbled together and weak. It's got its mech tech weapon clips onto the side right here, and you can do like that with it, or to be able to hide this huge gaping hole in the back of it, you can clip it in. But you gotta hold it as you're clipping it in, because all this doesn't peg together worth a darn. And that is the Voyager Optimus Prime. I cannot recommend this figure in any way, shape, or form. The older, you can still get this one right here in a 2-pack at Walmart with a repainted Scout figure from the 2007 movie. I can't remember his name. I've reviewed him. It's the little dune buggy looking guy that I liked pretty well. Kind of like the smaller, I don't even remember what he's called, but he's white and he's called Commodore. But before spending $20 on this, I would strongly recommend you get this instead. Because even with its gimpy matrix that it came with, it is still twice the figure as this. If you're going to leave this in robot mode and forget it has a truck mode at all, it's worth picking up, because, like I said, it does look pretty good. It looks very solid, very heavy set, compared to, like this right here, is more of a spindly, spry, athletic looking Prime. This looks like a bruiser Prime. But the Optimus Primes, you got to hold them to a higher standard. Like, if this guy had this one's transformation and everything ended up, flopping all over the place, this I would be just completely not worth buying. If Shockwave would have the quality of this, I'd say it wasn't worth buying. This one right here, like I said, I can't say that this is a good Prime. If I had to put them on a 1 to 10 scale, I'd put them at probably about an 8 for his robot mode, but only a 3 to a 2 for his truck mode. Because like I said, this gap right here opened up on me again, and it's got a rectangular peg, of course, and it does not stay together. I mean, as soon as you let it go, it's back out. Just avoid this. This may be the exception. Maybe I got a lemon, but I can't recommend it to anybody. Like I said, unless for some reason you really want this heavyset Prime, for my money, I'd rather wait and just get the one that's coming out with the trailer. That one looks promising. It does look a little clunky, but it's huge. Y'all have a good day, and probably tomorrow I'll be reviewing this.